Can you introduce us to who the people are besides me in the group?
Oh
So what's your
yeah,
name?
Catherine, that's Vicky. Vicky, that's Catherine. Um,
Hi,
Hi, how are
Vicky.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good,
both
nice to meet you.
You
both of you
too.
were here last time, so and both of you are in the Notary Playbook, so y'all can find each other to go back and forth about this. Catherine has the docs. Vicky does not have the docs.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
Catherine, the only other
I'm a
person,
super baby in the game.
the only
No,
other
you're not.
person,
We both are, cause we both babies in this. The only expert is the teacher himself.
I don't know. I'm an expert. Okay, maybe.
Oh my goodness! This is the only time you get to toot your own horn.
The only other person who has the docs is a young lady named Kara, but she's not available until after 4:30, and by the time it's close to the evening, I'm always busy, so I can rarely get a chance to get her in here. But I'm recording it so that she'll have a chance to see it when she's able. All right, so I'm about to share my screen. Here it is. So, Catherine, this should look familiar to you.
Uh huh. No.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
I don't remember seeing that first
I
page.
don't know why you scanned it to me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's all right. So, and like in the last video, I told you guys how there's a bunch of fluff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zoom out to the hey little person. I'm gonna zoom out to the page level, and I'm gonna start at the very first page. If you can see here, you can follow
No.
my mouse. This package has 172 pages, and then I have created a signature right here. I'm gonna copy this. Actually, I'm gonna cut it because I'm gonna paste my signature where the signers need to sign, and I'm gonna paste my signature where the notary needs to sign, and I'm gonna figure something else to do where the notary needs to stamp. Does that make sense? Okay. So this page, all the pages that I go past, excuse me. If you remember, I called them the fluff. All right. This is the funds due at closing or the disbursement letter. Um, Doc, when you had this, you were good on target, except this is where. Wait, let me do this. All right. So this is where the notary signs. I'll just put sign here. I ain't gonna paste it. All right. So this is the notary signature. Wait, let me get my. How do I move this? All right. And then I need this. This.
That's where the confusion comes in for me at. I
Yeah,
see notary. I'm expecting that I should put my stamp there,
that
but you
is
saying my signature
your
actually goes there.
signature goes here. So the notary signature goes here. The notary signature goes there. Your stamp, it goes. We'll use this. We'll use this. Your stamp. This gonna be our stamp on all of these. Whenever there's a place that you have to stamp, let me shrink it down. All right, your stamp's gotta go here. Let me move this out the way so you can see. Okay, so your stamp is gonna go down here.
Okay.
Your signature is gonna go here with the date. This bar is in my way. I need to hide this damn thing somehow. Wait,
The what is in your way?
the hold on. Hello, Miss Latoya. Give me a second. I'm still trying to figure out why this.
Hello.
Okay, we're gonna have to. Can you guys see this bar I'm dragging around?
No.
Okay, good. You can only see the screen I'm sharing. All right, so we'll move this out the way. All right, so down here is where the notary signs with the date because it has the word date there. Then up here, this is where one of your customers signs. Customer 1 with the date. And here's where customer 2 signs with the date. Then, Kathy, this is the document where they tell the title company how they want their refund come back. Remember on this one, they had like $160 refund. So they have to
Yeah.
make a selection up here. You left this part blank.
But I remember seeing this and I thought I did it on the ending part. But okay, I got you.
So we're going to say, now this is if they owe money. This part down here, I'll put an X by it. This section through here, where I'm typing these X's down here, this is if they owe money. See, if they were gonna use, yeah, this is just if they're paying. I apologize. Yeah, this is if they owe money and how they're sending their money back. The other one is the disbursement letter. So this is the one for funds due at closing. So Kathy, maybe you did get this one right, but you did
Okay,
have
I
this
want my
part.
credit. I want it. I want
Yeah,
that on
yeah,
my packaging.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
But you still did. You had your stamp here, and your signature goes here, and your stamp needs to go here
Yeah.
or somewhere over there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to the
Now, with
next.
all the documents, go back. With all the documents, so wherever it says notary, do we just assume or do we just know that that's where our signature goes and then we put our stamp on the other side?
Three things have to be in place for you to know that you stamp it. There are others, but three things have to be in place. There has to be, no, two things basically: a signature line for your customer and a signature line for yourself. You can't place your stamp on a document if you haven't signed it.
Okay.
But don't get that confused. You are not notarizing your own signature. When you notarize something, it's a combination of your signature and your stamp. That's notarizing it, okay?
Okay.
And you have to have someone's signature that you notarize their signatures. So if they don't have a signature on that document anywhere, then you ain't notarizing.
Okay.
But
All
there
right.
are variations, and we'll get into that. Like there's something called a certificate where they sign a page, but there's no page for you to notarize. Then you have either a certificate or an all purpose acknowledgement. There is one of those in here, and I'm going to explain that to you again when we get to it. But this
Okay.
document, the funds due at closing, is if they owed you money, but they don't owe you money, Kathy. On your
We
lot,
owe
on
them
your,
money.
they don't owe you money. So technically, you could have left this all blank because they don't owe you money. So you didn't have to sign it. They didn't have to sign it, and it didn't need to be stamped because they don't owe you money. So we're gonna
Okay.
take this with us to the next page. This gonna go slower because this is just some stuff. This is instructions. Okay, this is the author statement or the master statement. This document is not notarized, but they both have to sign it. Kathy, you had this one dead on. You got this one right.
Well, I'm missing that page. Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Question.
Yep.
Escrow officer, is that the person from the title company?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I had one notary who signed this, and I was like, remember, if you remember, I was like, it asks for the escrow officer signature, and I was like, that's not you. You aren't any kind of officer anywhere. You are only and always a notary and sometimes a signing agent, but never anything for escrow, none of that stuff.
Okay.
All right, these are more instruction pages, or this is more fluff. Kathy and Vicky, both of you know what that is. More instructions from Penny Mac. Now, addendum to the closing instructions. An addendum is an addition to. So this is like an addition to the closing instructions. The closing instructions are not for your signers, so they don't have to sign this. This needs to be signed by the settlement agent. Here, I'll zoom in and show you.
Thank you.
The settlement agent signs this. You, as the notary, don't do anything with this document. So we're going to zoom back out and go to the next page. More instructions. Now, this here, look at the top of this one, Kathy. Instructions to escrow, title, or the closing agent. You are not the closing agent. You are the signing agent. So you don't do anything with these instructions. And I'm going to zoom in and show you down here at the bottom. When you're going through this, either before or at the table, see it's 6 pages? That lets you know that the next 5 pages are all part of this, so you can just pass them by. You don't have anything to do with those. The loan disbursement instructions. This is 2 pages. If you look down here, you can see it's 2 pages. You don't do anything with these. These are more documents that I call the fluff. Oops. Now, the closing disclosure. Kathy, you did one of these right and you did one of these wrong. The reason you did one wrong is because I understood later, but still technically it was wrong. You wrote your notes on what I was saying on the actual document. And I get it. You were taking notes. But you weren't supposed to send it back to me.
I got that part, but
Okay.
okay. In my defense, hold on, because I wanna make this clear. Keep, I gotta share this with you. Can you see this?
Wait, let me move my thing over. Hold on. Okay, I can see you now.
Hold on. I want to remove this. No. Okay. Can you see?
Yeah, I can
Right
see
here
it.
it says practice.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing, practicing on my homework.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be smart. I'm really not, because I'm here to learn.
I get
But
it.
that's where I got it from.
Okay. But I mean, I'm always, well, you already know, we talk, you know, I'm an ad, so I'm always just going to be that. But so basically, you were practicing, but you got it wrong. But you were practicing. So
You
we
hear that,
agree?
Deacon? He not right.
Okay. When you got to this page, this is where you had your actual mistake on the first closing disclosure. You wrote for his signature. I'll zoom in. Down here where his signature is, you wrote J.D. Batman the Third.
Yes, I did.
Hold on, ladies. I got to take this call. Hello, this is Courtney.
So when you practice yours, Miss Catherine, were you supposed to write out the full name, not the JD?
You can't abbreviate a name. You have to have them. You have to have their signature. Now, here's a situation that I ran into, and the actual lender kicked it back. The woman's name was like Erica Richards, and her signature was E. Richards. That was her signature. Her driver's license showed the signature E. Richards. So everything lined up, and she followed the rules. The lender said they won't accept that. She has to write out her full name, Erica. So they kicked back all 150 pages. And every place where she signed her signature that's on her license as E. Richards, she had to write in the word Erica. So for the purposes of this, here's like an unspoken rule. If the signature is illegible, like if their signature is basically comes to like a swoop and a smiley face and they can't tell what it is, they're going to let that pass most likely. But if the signature is distinct and it is legible and it is incorrect, then that signature is wrong. So in this case, J.D. Batman the Third is wrong. It was supposed to be something other than me being able to say that's J.D. Batman the Third. So that's why you got it wrong. Now you wrote the wife's name correctly. You got Jane Doe Batman right. You just used his first and his second initial on the signature of the first closing disclosure. So that made this document would have had to be corrected or re-signed. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so now then the closing disclosure has another 5 pages. Whoops, I went too far. It is here. Nope, one more. This was the second one because they were duplicates. This one, you got it right. Oh, this thing moved too fast. I'm sorry, y'all. You did sign the bottom of the second closing disclosure correctly. And hold on, I'm trying to get to it. So why is my screen pausing? This thing is in my way. Let me move this. Hold on, y'all. I'm having a technical difficulty here. I'm here. There it is. These signature lines, Kathy, you got these signature lines right on both of them, okay?
Thank you.
All right, now I'm gonna zoom back out and go to the next page. I think I saw the note coming. Yeah, the note, Kathy, you didn't have legal paper, I remember, and you didn't print on legal paper. So for yours, these pages were cut off. It stopped like right around in here someplace, like right around number 5. But on
Mm-hmm.
on the second page, at the bottom, there were 2 signature spaces. So because those
Okay.
signature spaces weren't there, I ain't gonna say they was wrong. They were just missing. On the
It's
note,
okay.
the
I'm here
note,
to learn.
you got signatures that go on the note. Most lenders do not want you to date the note. So if you notice, it just has their signature below the signature lines and it doesn't ask them for the date. So if your signers date this, it is wrong. This is the only document that's like that that they trip about. And but the note, if the note does not ask for the date, do not let them date the note.
Okay.
Question. Why
Yes.
does that say seal at the end of that line?
Seal is the same. Just think when you see the word seal, just call it signature.
Just signature.
Yep.
Okay.
Seal and signature are the same. Seal does not mean your stamp or their stamp. Seal just means signature.
Got it.
I need to know this ahead of time, but thank you. Seal
It's
means
signature. Yep.
signature.
Seal means signature. It doesn't mean stamp or anything else. It just means signature. Now the mortgage. At the on this one, I don't remember where the last page of your mortgage was, but you see here this mortgage is 12 pages.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna skip and go to the 12th page because that's where the signatures are. And does this one get notarized, Kathy?
Yeah.
Vicky, does this one get notarized?
I don't know. I was really trying to see
I would say yes, because it looks like we're doing an acknowledgement and it's
Oh, the
Okay.
asking for our signature. So I would put the signature where it says signature Notary Public and then stamp it to the right. My
Okay,
seal to
so
the
you want
right.
me to put, let me see, you want me to put my stamp. Hold on, I'm gonna do it. Toya, I'm gonna get you in on this because I want to hear what you got to say too. So, Vicky, you say my
Okay.
stamp goes here and my signature goes here.
Your signature goes right there.
That's what I would think would be the signature, the stamp. And then I would also make sure I put the date where it says acknowledged before me on the date, and then my state of Illinois, county of, if I didn't have it typed in, I would make sure that that was in there
Okay,
too.
so what's today's date?
That was today, the 9th,
10th.
10th.
Yeah.
All right, so that goes there. This is customer 2. Now, Vicky and Kathy, I want y'all to be quiet. Toya, can you hear me?
Yes.
So, tell me, am I done with this document?
No, they got it dated.
Thank you. All right, ladies, that one's done, and y'all did it good. Toya, the next one I want to hear from Latoya. Latoya, you in my group, or you come from the Illinois networking thing?
I'm in your group. I haven't been active because I haven't really been on Facebook.
You know that's the only
I
way
took,
that's the only way we could do this, right? You know.
well, I know, but I took me like a little social media.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. You do know I'm an ass though, Toya, right? I don't want it to surprise you.
I know you are, and
Okay,
you know
okay,
what?
okay,
We speak as together, so I'm cool with that.
okay. So, Toya, what am I gonna do on this one?
What are you gonna do? You're not doing anything. They're gonna sign and date.
Vicky and Kathy, y'all agree? Okay, okay. So I don't have to go through the motions. We just gonna go past that one. Now, remember, we got 172 pages. We 58 pages in, and when you are at the table, I'm saying this should take 30 minutes. So you would use stuff from the first video, how you put one document in his hand, one document in her hand, while they signing, you going through the pile. Latoya, I don't know if you saw that first video, but watch it. This one should have come before that one. Thanks to Catherine, I made this video. I wasn't necessarily planning on it, but I found that it was necessary. Okay, so this is the fixed interest rate rider. This document is just like this document. They only sign it and date it. That's it. That's
Mhm.
all on this one. So I'm going to continue. Notice of right to cancel. Okay. Latoya, are you a
Uh,
notary yet?
yes, not a signing agent. I'm looking at your papers, and I'm also watching the NNA
Okay.
notary stuff.
All right. Catherine, have you started the
Yes.
NNA signing certification yet?
No.
Vicky, have you?
Just passed it.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
remember on my double nickel birthday, I
Yep.
just
All right,
passed
Vicky.
it.
So tell me about this document. What do you know about this? Tell us what you know about this document.
This is the document that allows them to cancel the loan within the 3 business days.
Go on, girl.
And you have to, I remember you saying being careful on this document because you don't want them to sign where it says, I wish to cancel, scroll
Right.
down. Yeah, that's not a signature. That's just telling them how to.
Right.
They can use, that should stay blank and their signature goes there that they acknowledge that they received those copies.
Very good. Ladies, y'all heard all of that?
Yep, I seen that one.
Okay,
I
cool.
did
So
too.
the notice of right to cancel, this is like Vicky said, they have 3 business days to rescind the transaction. It's called the notice of right to cancel, and the end of their rescission is 3 business days from the date of transaction. So up here where it says January 17th, this technically would say February 10th, and then down here it will say February 13th. They will not sign here. They will sign above their name down at the bottom with the date. And usually there's 2 or 3 copies for each of the persons who are signing. So let's see. This is his. That's
Right.
yep.
I got a question. Would it be um would it be on the 13th because of President's Day?
You're right. Holidays push it back. If you're ever well, these usually come pre-populated. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
if for any reason you have to adjust the date, just Google the 2022 rescission calendar, and it will tell you for every day of the month when the rescission is. When we're done, I'll go to a rescission calendar and we'll look that up. But yeah, it's RECISION, rescission. And those calendars are free everywhere, all over the place. Thank you, Latoya, for pointing that out because I didn't know nothing about President's Day. So, all right, so there should be 3 copies or 2 copies for each. This is John, that's Jane. This is John's second copy. That's supposed to be Jane's second copy. I just messed up the name. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
each of them only had 2. All right, now this is the Illinois Addendum to Residential Mortgage Loan Application. Kathy, this document you had almost 100% correct. The issue was here. These questions: are you in a
I saw that.
registered civil union? And can anyone other than you claim a homestead interest, community property interest, survivorship right, or any spousal rights other interests in the property that will secure repayment of the loan? So basically, a registered civil union is like a same-sex marriage. So the answer here should have been no.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, you left them blank. That's why we doing this, Cat.
All right. Just
And then
keep rubbing
down
it in.
here, this is for the borrower. This is for the co-borrower. The co-borrower is not in a registered civil union. That would be no. And then for the borrower, can anyone other than you claim a homestead interest? Now, this one gets tricky because technically they each can do that for each other. Does that make sense? So for John, his wife can claim a homestead interest and she has the survivorship right. But since they're asking, but
I was
since
going to say, so should they put each other's names or no?
on some of them it's formatted like that, but on this one, and in my experiences, I always, especially if it's 2 signers, I put no on all of them. So neither one of them is in a registered civil union, and neither one of them has any other person outside of each other that this portion here applies to. So both of them are answering with the other one in mind, if that makes sense. It's just for the sake of just doing it correctly. If you got two borrowers, just select no for both.
Okay.
Right? Now let's see what we got next. We have now this one, everybody knew. Everybody that's not new, they are all going to make a mistake on this. This is the Uniform Residential Loan Application, or a lot of title companies call it Form 1033. I'm going to show you the mistake.
1033.
Yep, it's the Form 1030. If you look down here at the bottom, where is it? See? Oh, I'm sorry. It's Form 1003. Thank you, Kat. Fannie Mae Form 1003.
Okay.
The mistake that people always make is always here, right here. Initials. Kathy, you didn't put the initials there.
I know.
But this only applies. See, remember, Kathy, we were talking and I said some of these documents, especially the application is an exception to the rule, because this application, how many pages? It's 18 pages. It's 18 pages long. You are always going to have to touch the application a minimum of twice. You're going to have them put their initials if there are two signers. Give me 1 second, ladies. Hello, this is Courtney. Ellie with Final Arms. How are you today? I'm well, Ellie. Please don't call me anymore. Okay, so, what? What? I didn't sign up for
Who
that
is
I
shit.
did you
had to
know
worry
her?
about somebody picking me up off the floor. I'd have been out the chair.
Yeah, I don't do solicitation calls. If I want it, I'm gonna ask for it. On this one, you see here where it says I am applying for joint credit, and the total number of borrowers is 2. Each borrower intends to apply for joint credit. I need your initials. If they weren't both on the loan, if it wasn't a joint loan, then it would say I am applying for individual credit. It would just be highlighted here. And you would not need any initials. So if you got hold on, please. Hello, this is Courtney.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hey, my name is Sam. I'm calling you from Senior Benefit Center.
I'm
He
pretty
has
good, Sam, and I appreciate the
fluff.
call, but we are not interested. Thank you. Okay, so if they weren't applying for a joint loan, it would be this little circle would be highlighted, and you wouldn't need initials here. Since they're both applying for the loan, it's a joint loan, then you need initials. And this one is his page. See here, it has his name at the top of the application, John Doe Batman. So down here where his initials go, this should be JDB. Then you're going to scroll to the next page. Remember, it's an 18-page application. And because it is a joint loan, and I'll tell you how to figure out if it's a joint loan or not in a minute. Everything that he does, she will do. So somewhere in here, there's a page that is going to need her initials and his signature and her. See, okay, John Doe Batman. So it's an 18-page doc. He puts his initials on the first page, and then page 6 needs John Doe's signature. So he's going to initial the first page. He's going to put his initials and the date on the 6th page. All right, so we're going to go to the next. Well, let me put a signature here. Yeah. All right, so y'all know how we do. The Zoom is going to time out in 10 minutes. We just going to join back to the same place that you were. I think, Kathy, you didn't do that last time. So come right back to this same room when they kick us out, okay?
Okay.
All right, you too, LaToya. I expect to see you when we come back. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this, and then I'm going to type his name. I'm just going to put a signature. If y'all don't know, y'all gonna learn today. I can't type worth of shit, so I'm sorry about that. The next one is
Go back and date that page.
That's because they got dated.
Oh, Kathy, you go get a whooping, I swear. All right. So I signed the date.
Hey, I want to make sure you get it right.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Now we are looking for. We got his signature and his initials. These are where her initials are going. See, and her name is here, Jane Doe Batman. So her initials need to go here. And just like John, there's a page for her signature somewhere. All right, we're at page 10 of
What was that,
18.
Courtney?
Say it again.
2 page, I think it's almost 3 now. 2 or 3 pages back, number 72. I think it says on the left-hand side, 70, go up more. One more. It was like the end of something. What was that next? What is that?
Loan originator information.
To be completed only by the loan originator.
By your loan
Okay.
originator. Okay.
Okay.
That was a very good question. All right, let me go find her signature real quick. It should be coming up. Uh-oh. Wait, I missed it. Hold on. Where's her signature? In here. Wait, is it down there? Nope. Not there. There it is. Jane Doe Batman. So he had to sign page 6. Her signature is on page, let me see, 14. So this is where her signature goes. And the date goes here. All right. The next document is, let me zoom out so we can see the whole thing. This is the rest of the application. See, that's page 16 of 18. And then that's the end of the application. And there's always 2 pages after the application. I must have deleted them. I don't know what this is. Page 2 of 2. What is this? This is something that I added in here. It's got to be because, oh no, I'm sorry.
That's the FHA thing, right?
Yeah, this is the first page of this. This is the notice to home buyers. What is this? The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, but it was part of the loan package. And they're going to sign it here on the second page. No stamp, just their signatures with the date. Here's another one, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, just their signatures with the date. These are documents y'all should know if you don't already. They're from an actual closing I did last year. I just removed all of the people's personal information. Like I changed their social security numbers and I changed the email addresses of the lender staff. All right, so the U.S. Patriot Act, this is only for the notary. But you use your client's information to complete it. We went over this in the other video. It always has the name of the person whose information that you have here, and it'll always include their social security number, always. They want 2 forms of verification. So the first document has to be a government-issued photo ID. All of these qualify. The second document can be any one of these, as well as their FOID card. Usually, if I can't, I ask them for their vehicle insurance card because in most cases, the vehicle insurance card, which is covered under here, home, car, renter insurance papers, but it'll have both of their names listed on it. So you can just copy the same information because when you fill out the Patriot Act, whatever forms of ID they submit for you to use, you have to send back a photo. So you have to get a copy if they use their driver's license, state ID, military card, or passport. You have to send a photo of that back with the entire loan document.
Okay, stop right there, Courtney. Could you go back up to that statement on the patriotic page? Because didn't it say we just need to view it? Because I thought we wasn't supposed to take actual copies of it.
They want pictures of the IDs.
Okay, all right.
There's only a couple lenders who will tell you not to. One of them is Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo don't hardly want pictures of people's IDs. I send them back anyway, just in case. So they always want copies of the IDs, unless they tell you not to. All right, so you're going to get the information from their driver's ID, passport, or whatever, and you fill it in these columns over here. Like information goes there, here, always on the same line, y'all. I'm just doing this. And then the same thing up here down here. And you're going to do this for both of your lenders. There's a Patriot Act for not lenders, your borrowers. There's a Patriot Act form for both of them. So that one was his, this one was hers, and there you go. Now, Affidavit of Occupancy. This document is 2 pages, and you are going to notarize the second page, more than likely. The signature's here with the date. And then on the second page, this is where the notarization goes. So let me ask y'all, I'm going to pick your brains. LaToya, what city you live in?
Illinois.
I said city.
City.
I'm sorry. University Park.
Okay, so if you were doing this closing at a bank around the corner from your house, what would go here where it says State of Illinois, County of McHenry? What would be here?
Will.
So you live in Will County?
Yeah.
Thank you. Y'all want me to go through? All right, we're gonna. Now remember, their signatures were on this page, so there's a signature here. Signature 1 with the date, Kathy.
Yes.
I gotta take this whole. Hello, this is Courtney.
Hi, good evening. This is Taylor from Insurance Solutions. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you for calling, but we're not interested. And now, when I need some damn insurance, I ain't gonna be able to find none. Watch. All right, that and my car warranty. I swear to God. All right, signature number 2 plus the date. Then on the next page, we want to put the date. Then my signature is gonna go here. Oh, I thought I saved it. Oh well. Then my stamp is gonna go here. All right, so Kathy, I got this one right?
Yes. No. Wait a minute. I can't see it. Make it bigger.
Yes, ma'am.
The date. John Doe Batman. Courtney. Oh, it didn't ask for a date. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
right. Well, the date is right here.
Yeah, I'm talking about where your signature is. But
Oh no,
that's
it
fine.
didn't ask for the expiration of my stamp. Is that what you thought?
It did not.
Right, it did not. All documents
So-
don't. They're not created equal. I know me.
Okay, so let's look at this, Courtney. You did the date by John Doe, but it says seal right here. And that's why I put my seal right there.
Wait. Where?
Right
Here?
there.
Oh, okay. That's because you didn't know that seal means signature.
Yeah. So
right.
give me my credit. I'll earn some
Okay.
points back on my test.
All right. Okay. You got a 0.2% increase on your grade.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a lot of them you had like that. Now the first payment letter. I think it was you, Vicky, in that first video. Didn't you ask me how would you know when your first payment was? Was that you who asked me that?
That was me.
That was you?
That wasn't me.
That was me.
Okay, Doc, this is the form right here, the first payment letter, the official form that lets them know when they make their first payment. It also is the one that gives them their payment coupons. So when it's time for them to pay their mortgage, that little booklet or however they send their money in, it may not be there before the mortgage is due. They usually give them payment coupons to make their payments with, okay?
In that one.
Yeah.
Okay, with that one, is it okay to have that separate? Because I thought those pages are kind of supposed to be together because they can put that paper with something else.
When you say, is it okay to have, this page isn't separate, dear. Look at the bottom. It's page 2 of 2. And so it goes with this page.
Okay. All right.
I think what there's Vicky. I think what you are asking about is called an all-purpose acknowledgement. And there's one in this packet. I got on Doc about notarizing it, and I'm going to explain to explain to the rest of y'all why you should not. If you do, it's not a cardinal sin, but technically you should not. And I'm gonna explain that when we get to that document. Okay, so I'm back recording, and we were talking about the payment coupons that they send you with the first payment letter. Now, this is fluff. These are instructions. And in the continuing education part of the course, I talk about how I don't even print these pages. Pages like this, my customers don't see this stuff. Because look at, for one, as you guys start to build and grow, you are going to need to find ways to save some money. My expenses last year, my expenses was ridiculous. So like, I'm, I, I am currently putting some systems in place because my business is spending too much money. I mean, I'm making good money, but I'm spending. I spent more. I spent more than $50,000 just to operate my business last year. So
Wow.
I need to cut. I need to cut expenses. I need to figure out ways to save some money. And so I'm going like old school, like my mom and them cheap. So I don't print pages like this. I never did. Um, Initial escrow account disclosure statement. It's 2 pages. Second page, your clients have to sign. There's no notarization. They just sign. Now, signature name affidavit. When we're done, we're going to go through the document definitions that I want y'all to all have and keep this PDF, print this PDF, and take it to you with your closings because this is how you present the documents. When I say present, basically you just going to define what the document is that these people are about to put their signature on. The signature name affidavit, the way this document is created is when they run their financial history, it pulls back names from like their credit reports and stuff like that. So had they had different versions of their name in their financial history, it would show here. And it would be listed here before me, the undersigned authority, a notary public in it for the said county and state. On this day, personally appeared John Doe Batman.
Can you
Who after?
increase that size, Courtney, so
Yes,
we can
ma'am.
read?
Wait, I can close one of my sidebars too. That'll give you more space. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if he had different names like J.D. Batman the Third or John D. Batman the Third, all of that stuff would show up right in here next to John Doe Batman. And down here at the bottom, he would sign acknowledging that all of these names that are listed up here point to him. They're his aliases, so to speak. So on this document, when you got it whole, he signs here in the middle with the date, and then I'm gonna notarize. Wait, let me fill it in. Y'all know y'all really making me work a whole lot harder than I had planned to. I just want y'all
I
to
was
know.
just getting ready to say you could have went through my document and showed them where I messed up at, but I want to stop you. I got a question.
Yes,
Can you scroll back up for a second?
yes,
So
ma'am.
let's say it came back as JJ Batman or D Batman.
Wait. I done lost my page. Hold on. Let me find it. Give me a second.
Okay,
That's not it. There it
right
is.
there.
All
Yeah.
right. So now up
So
here,
let's say,
I
what
know
if
what you're
some
gonna
names
ask me. Can
came
I
up?
answer your question before you ask me?
Why ain't finished asking?
But I know what you're gonna say though.
No, you don't.
Okay. All right. Well, can I say what I'm gonna say and then you ask your question?
Go ahead and say it.
All right. So now, if any of the names that appear here after his name that he's acknowledging to be him, if he does not recognize any of those names, or if none of those names has never pointed to him, then he will make a manual correction. Now, Latoya, you don't know. I'm going to assume you don't know how to make a manual correction on a document, so I'm gonna have you tell me how to do it. So let's say, you know what? Even better. I got you. Hold on. We're gonna change this. We're gonna say that they misspelled his name. They misspelled his name. Whoops, that's bad. Jane. All right, so they misspelled his name like this. and he says,
Oh.
I've never been known by that name. Latoya, how would he make this correction on this name?
You can write a single line through it and then initial it, write the correct name.
There you
The
go.
correct spelling.
That's why I mess with y'all. That is exactly correct. Okay, Doc, what was you gonna say?
Nothing. Get on my nerves. Okay. All right. But on the other end of this, if that stuff came up, it came from somewhere. So are you going to advise him anywhere that he needs to
I'm
go
not
back and
advising him of
change some
nothing
of
because
that?
I ain't his lawyer. I'm not. I'm just doing what he tell me to do. I don't practice law. I don't give financial, legal, moral advice. None of that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So down here, he signs, and then I will put in. Now, this is what I call the long version of the date. When you see this, it means they want you to put the date, the month,
Mm-hmm. The year.
and then the year. This is where they ask you, see, Kathy, there go your favorite word, seal. That don't mean you stamp it, though. That just means your signature.
Got
Your
it.
signature goes here. So you're going to put the date of your expiration. That's when my commission expires in a couple weeks. And then this is my name. Then I will put my stamp somewhere down below. Down here. Wait. All right, I'm going to zoom out. So, ladies, is that, oh, that's too far. Do we have this one finished? Well, I didn't put his signature. Oh, God, let me do that.
And you forgot the date.
On what?
Well, you forgot his signature.
Oh, okay. Then, all right, now we got it right.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go to the next page. We aren't going to do the next page because it is the same document for her. That was
For Jane.
his.
Okay.
Yep, this one is for Jane. Same document. Next page. Notice of furnishing negative information is just signed and dated. There's no stamp. The next page, compliance agreement. This is where they want the long version of the date again. So here it would be on this 10th day of February. And the year is 2022. Then his signature, her signature, the date again. Then my name. I'm just going to put initials for me. And then I will put my stamp down here. Well, let me put their names in.
Yeah, you need to put your name in there too, because you can't use no initials. You might be confusing somebody.
Okay, Doc, I got you. Okay. Then here, 2. And then down here. Okay, we got it now.
Yes.
All right, we'll go to the next one. We got page 99 of 172.
We're making progress.
Yeah, we're gonna get it done. You know what? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay. This one is called the flood hazard determination. It's in there, Kathy. This is the exact same one that I emailed you.
Okay.
There's signatures with no notarizations. So signature 1, signature 2.
So Courtney, we're flagging all these pages for them to sign, right?
Yeah, if you choose, it is a very good idea when you first start. Yes, you are. And wait, okay, y'all don't let me forget what page I'm on. Latoya, I'm gonna show you something. Since you're gonna be flagging, here's a very good point. All right, we just gonna have to remember page 100, okay?
Page 100, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go back to the application and we're gonna go back to the notice of right to cancel because I want to show you something about those pages. As soon as I get, all right, that was the application. This is the application. Okay, on the application, Latoya, if you have to remember if there are two borrowers, you have to know this, and I'm gonna tell you how you can tell. But if there are two borrowers, you want to flag this thing for initials.
Okay.
But on your flag, you want to write as small as you can, Jane initial here, because this is hers. Then when you
Okay.
get, then down here, you would write Jane signature here. The date, hopefully she see that the date is requested and she fills it in. You want to distinguish who does what because your customers do not know. You want to flag that this is where John is supposed to sign. And then on page 6, this is where John's initials go on that first page. His signature go here on page 6. Now we're going to go to the notice of right to cancel. This is very important. Sometimes, let me blow this up. Sometimes, usually I've seen it, I think, with Rocket Mortgage or Amrock packages. See how they got Jane's name down here below this line?
Uh-huh.
They'll put Jane's name up here too.
Oh,
Right. They'll put her name here and here. If you are flagging, you're going to put a flag here and you're going to put this.
Do not sign.
Yep. Do not sign here. Because if she does sign there, she has technically canceled her loan.
right.
So if you're flagging, and then another thing when you flagging, Latoya, did you see that first video where I talked about it a little bit?
No.
Okay. In that video, I told you when you place your flags, do not cover the signature line because people, they won't pay attention and they'll start to sign their name and sometimes part of their signature will be written on your flag that you have to remove. Now you got a bad signature on your document. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so when you flag it, be strategic where you put your flags. Try to put them over here on the edge so that when you put them in the envelope, they don't get crushed, they don't fall off. And you definitely don't want to cover any of the signature lines. And you have to flag places that you don't want them to sign, flag places where their initials only need to go. Like at the bottom of some mortgages, they want them to initial every page. So you need to put a flag and a paper clip and say initial all 12 pages, sign here at the last page. The flags allow you to communicate to people without really saying a whole lot. All right, so we were on page 100. We are back. Now, we already finished this one, so we're going to go to the next document, the borrower certification and authorization. They sign here. Oops. That's it. Just names and signatures. Nothing on that one. I think we got a couple like that. Now, if you guys, not guys, ladies, if you remember that first video, I was handing them pages in certain order. Look at how many of them are single pages that they have to sign. So we got this one, the flood certificate. I got to zoom out to do it the right way. The flood hazard determination is a single page document that they have to sign. The compliance agreement is a document that you have to notarize, but it's still a single page. So this one would go into the pile of documents that you have to notarize.
Notarize.
Right. This is the notice of furnishing negative information. This goes in the pile of documents that are single pages that they have to sign. A huge benefit of having piles is if you can't keep up with them, if they sign in these pages fast enough where you don't get a chance to sign and notarize that stuff before you give it to them, you've already got a pile of single page documents that they have to sign every single page. So just hand them that whole pile. It's going to buy you some time. And while they're working on that whole pile of single page documents, and you go to the ones that have to be notarized and you fill in the venue, state of Illinois, county of McHenry, you put in the date, you sign your name and you stamp it, and then you move it someplace, because the object is they should not have to wait for you to get documents to them, and you should not have to. You won't have enough time to wait for. If you're waiting for them to sign a document, you are not doing it right. You need to be doing something. You need to be getting something ready for them to sign, or you need to be stamping something that they've already signed. There's no reason for any one of you to be sitting still at this table ever until you're done.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
When you show, I remember you showing us how to sort and organize everything out.
Mm-hmm.
So do you start with the, what was it, the disclosure statement,
That's the
because
first
it gives
document.
all that information about the loan, and so a lot of those questions that could come up, they already have those answers. This is where this is. This is this. This is this.
Yep.
Once you do that, do you then go to the notarized pile, or do
Nope.
you do your signature?
The notarized pile, you
Is
do
last?
that. Okay. The best way to answer it is give them the pile of documents that need to be notarized once they've been notarized. But you don't have them wait while you notarize them. They need to be busy.
So that's why you give them that big stack of the signature stuff.
And
okay.
And if you do this before you get there, make a pile before you get there. Then you're gonna have a pile of documents that need to be notarized. Then you're gonna have a pile of documents that have more than one page, multi-page documents that both of them need to sign. For example, the note. The note has 2 to 3 pages, and it needs a signature from both of them or whoever the borrower is. The first payment letter, it usually has more than one page, and it needs both of them to sign, and it doesn't need to be notarized. So give them the pile of the multi-page documents, or hand them to them, one in each person's hand. Does that make sense? Remember how I showed you?
Yes.
Give one to him, give one to... So it's like there's really a lot of moving that your ass is going to be doing for a while until you get that pile of docs that need to be notarized. Once you do that, then it goes a little bit easier. But there's still always stuff to do.
Correct.
Once you have gotten that pile of documents notarized and you just handed them different pages, if you get an opportunity, remember your fluff is going to be under that envelope, right, Vicki?
Mm-hmm.
You need to
Correct.
go through that again and make sure that none of that stuff needs to be signed.
Okay.
You see? So you always have something to do. All right, so we're going to get back to page 101.
Courtney, one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
How soon do we receive this packet before we meet with the borrower?
Woo. Well, okay. I was told years ago that the standard time is a minimum of 2 hours prior to the closing.
Wow. Okay.
That's the latest that they used to try to give them to you. I've gotten docs 15 minutes after the damn closing has started.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've gotten docs 5 days before the closing. I've gotten docs in 24 hours before the closing, so it varies.
Okay. All right.
And if you're able, go through them before you get there. If not, then man, you are becoming equipped to do this at the table. Because eventually, like I told people, like my busiest day, I had 13 refis one day. That was my busiest day ever. I was out here, man. Look, let me tell you, my first closing was at 7 a.m. My last closing was at 9 p.m. And I was driving all over the northwestern suburbs. And I did everybody's stuff at the table.
Wow.
You had to pull and separate at the table.
At the table.
So while you're doing that, are you presenting them anything at that time? Or are you just saying this is what I'm gonna do first, we're gonna separate out?
Nope. I don't separate the whole thing. I go as I am there. So remember in the video, I told them what the rules were at the beginning. That was my, what do you call it? My script.
Your script.
Yep.
Yes.
We've got 5 or 6 rules. Any place they ask you to write the date, use 4 digits for the year. While I'm saying all of that, I'm peeling this package back, looking for the closing disclosure, because that's the first document that I'm going to present. If I'm lucky enough to find the closing disclosure and set it aside, now I'm going through just looking for any 2-page documents that I'm going to give them, because after I go through what the summary numbers on the closing disclosure are, I don't plan on talking no more, except saying your signature's on the last page here, your signature's on the last page there. The two of you are going to sign and switch and sign again. That's really all I plan to say after that. If they have questions, I definitely stop and address and answer their questions. If they have a concern about any of the numbers that we went over, I'm like, well, we can definitely call the LO, that's loan officer. If they have a question about the title docs, we can definitely stop and call the title company. But I'm not answering no questions unless they want to know what the definition of the document is. And most people, once you told them all of their numbers and how much they're going to be paying, they don't care about that.
That's why the closing disclosure is important, because it has all that
It
information.
has everything
So it
except for the first
alleviates.
payment date.
I got you. Okay,
So what
then
I would do technically, if you wanted to have like a little procedure, you get the closing disclosure first, then you get the master statement, then you get the first payment letter. That covers the money part. And then after that, the notice of right to cancel. If you see them studying the documents or like they're reading them all, then go over the notice of right to cancel, because it lets them know they have 3 whole days to cancel. They don't have to read this right now.
I see.
And then you just pick and choose and give them everything except for the documents that need to be notarized. Give them all the other multi-page docs that they both have to sign first. And then after that, by the time they get through those, they sign and switch and sign again. You should have, in time, you will be able to accumulate enough of the single page documents that need signatures that you can say, I need the 2 of you, both of your signatures on all of these, and just hand them to them. And by then they're used to making sure both of them sign and date, and they'll get in the rhythm. And while they're doing that, now you're gonna take that pile of documents that you need to notarize, and you're gonna fill in the county, you're gonna fill in the state, you're gonna fill in the date, you're gonna sign your name, and then if it says personally appear before me, you're gonna fill in their names, and then you're gonna sign it and stamp it and put it to the side. And then when they get done with that pile of those single page, single signature docs, now you have the docs that you have notarized that you can give to them. You may feed them one at a time in each of their hands. By the time they finish with all of that, you should be done with your pile. And at this point, you ask them, do they have a working printer? If they have a working printer, then remember when we did the Patriot Act?
Yes.
And I told you got to send back copies of those IDs? Make them get up and make you a copy of their IDs on their printer. Let them scan it and print it for you. While they do that, that's when you're going to take that pile in the middle of the table and flip it over and go through it all. If they don't have a working printer, then say, well, you know what? I need to get a picture of these sent back to send back with your paperwork. Do you want to provide me with a photo, or would you like me to take the photo myself? Give them options. Let them decide. Most of the time, people want to go ahead.
I was just going to ask, to alleviate the question of do they have a working printer, when you confirm that call, during that call, that confirmation of the signing, can you say, I'm going to need a copy of your driver's license, passport, boom, boom. Can you give them that list so they already have that ready for you? Plus a check, if they have to have a check for $1,500.
Absolutely. You can do all of that in your confirmation, except when you make your confirmation call, it's not always guaranteed that you will have had a chance to look at the Patriot Act to see how many forms of ID they need.
Understood. Okay.
Sometimes, like me, I take my confirmations, I'm driving 70 miles an hour when I get that call. And I tell them, yeah, send the file. And when I get to a red light or I get off the expressway, then I forward the confirmation to my schedule and it populates on my calendar. I have no idea what I have until I get home that night and I reconcile my calendar with my emails for the day.
Okay.
Like, prime example, I've got a closing at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I don't even know the people's damn last name. I don't know who I'm going to meet. I just know that I got one on my calendar for 8 a.m. So at about 6 o'clock tonight, I'm going to send them a text message.
Have you received the documents?
I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
I ain't even checked yet. I'm on here with you.
I know, but I didn't know if maybe you got them this morning
I have
because
no
remember, like
idea.
you
I
said,
do
sometimes
know
you get them 2
it's
hours ahead of
it,
time. Or
I
it's the
can
same
tell
day.
you that it was a closing from SnapDocs, and I accepted it yesterday. And it's about 12 minutes from my house, somewhere up here in Crystal Lake.
Okay.
I don't even remember how much they paying me. I don't know. I don't care.
What? Wait a minute.
For 12
I don't.
minutes from the house.
From
Yeah,
my
I get
house.
it.
Yeah.
What?
How do you know it's worth you going to?
Oh, because I only answer certain ones. And if it's 12 minutes from the house, I'm answering everything. It's 12 minutes from where I live. You think I'm going to be mad to go 12 minutes away and make 50, 60 bucks? You think I'm mad about that?
No, you not.
Right. But only because I know, depending on what it is, I'm going to make $50. They 12 minutes from the house. I'm going to be there 15 to 25 minutes, and I'm going to be back home in another 12. So I'm not mad about that.
So you still made $50 an hour.
Damn near. Yes,
In
ma'am.
less than an hour.
Yes, ma'am. That's my goal. My goal is to try to average a minimum of $50 an hour. That don't mean that everything pay me 50. Some things pay me less, but I mean, it take me 3 minutes. Like if I get a Google customer, I don't charge my Google people $50. I charge them a decent amount. They hear 7 minutes.
Right.
So what's the least amount of money you can make in 7 minutes where you would be upset? What about you, Vicky? For 7 minutes, how much do you gotta make before you get pissed off?
About $25 to $30.
Okay, what about you, Doc?
I'm at $30.
And Latoya?
I'm about at that $50 because I make whatever. I gotta
Oh,
make whatever I'm making more at work.
okay. All right, I get you. But yeah, so you don't always have all of that information available to you, Vicky, when you make your confirmation call. If now that's me. Now my wife is a whole different creature because y'all know I'm married to baby Oprah, so she do everything by the book. She don't play. She is strategic and planning, and she don't have chaos in her life except for me. So
God bless her.
she knows everything when she call people.
Okay.
I don't roll like that. I call people. I start off with, she says, and she gives a window. She says, well, you know what? I'm expecting to be there between 4 and 4:30. Me, I'm like, yeah, they got us scheduled at one time, but I want to know if you're flexible. Because when I make my confirmation calls, I know, it might not work out like somebody planned. Because the signing before you could run over, or there could be a problem with the docs, and I'm delayed there. So I try to prepare for all. We just different. We have different techniques that we use. I can't say she's right. I can't say I'm right. We're just different.
The languages are different for sure.
Yeah, because she don't cuss. She don't do none of that. She like the notary Jesus. Yeah, she ain't. Everybody thinks she's wonderful. People, I have had. Oh wait, I'm recording this. I can't say what I was going to say.
Don't mess up a happy home, sir.
Yeah.
Don't do
no. I don't get in trouble with my wife. I'm talking about, okay. So I've had signers offer me shots before. I had one signer. We met at a brewery. He bought me a beer or 3. So I mean, it's just we just have different techniques.
Wait.
Here
I'm
you
going to
go.
report you.
You the police.
I'm
I
gonna
knew you
report
was the
you.
police. What
Yeah.
do you want?
You know I work for the federal government.
That's okay.
Because I can report
Who you work for, Doc?
I'll tell you later, Vicky. I can't let him know. I got you, Vicky. Coach.
Yes, ma'am.
You took that beer while you was conducting business?
No, after his closing.
Okay.
It was a celebratory beer. The first one, the second one, and the third one. We were celebrating. All 3 beers were celebrating.
Who paid for them?
I don't pay for nothing. I'm cheap. I asked him if he needed a lap dance, but he said, nah, he good. So it was some good beer. It was good beer. Okay.
All right.
All right, so we approaching the second 10 minutes of our second 40 minutes. Y'all know what to do if we get kicked. Y'all know we only on page 101, right?
Yeah, come on. You gotta stop talking.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to the next page. Let me get rid of this. I can't see my screen. This is the Equal Credit Opportunity Act notice. It's just signatures and dates.
Oh, wait a minute. I got a question.
Okay.
So we sitting here with the couple, if they're a couple,
Yeah.
and saying you're gonna go over the right to cancel with them for the 3 days if they
If they're
hesitant
reading
about.
it. If they're reading it, yeah.
Yeah. So we at the closing. They're ready. They think they're ready. If they hesitant, you can stop right there, right, and tell them, they're not comfortable. They want to wait their 3 days or 2 days. Can we do that?
Nope.
Is that a
Nope.
no?
Nope. You can't push it
Oh.
back. No.
No, not me push it back if they're not comfortable. They say they want 2 days.
Oh no. The paperwork is date sensitive because they may have a rate lock or something like that. So
Okay.
the transaction has to go through and complete that day. They only
and then
have
after that, okay.
right. They
All right.
only have 3 days to cancel. They don't have 3 days to sign. Just 3
Okay.
days to cancel. I'm sorry if I confused you or if I made it sound like it was something else.
You're right. That was me. Go ahead.
All right. So the Equal Credit Opportunity Act notice, they both signed a date. Now, Form 4506. Kathy, you did not butcher this one because it was cut off. But this is a legal size document. And I'm going to blow it up because there's a spot that a lot of people forget. I've been in a room where the attorney is presenting the docs and he forgets. Some lenders will sign it or fill it in for you, but not all of them. You see this little box right here where it says signatory attests that he or she has read the attestation clause and upon reading declares that she has the authority to sign the form 4506. You see this little box right here? They have to put an X there or a check mark.
Okay.
If not, the title company will reach out to you and say, yeah, you need to have them check that box. Now, I ain't going to elaborate on that a lot, but that's what they do. They'll tell you that they want an X right there in that box. And then see how it's got both of their names? So he's going to sign here. And then he's going to put the date here. All right, I'm moving it over. And then she's going to do the same thing down here above where it says spouse's, below spouse's signature. She's going to sign here. And then her date is going to go here. And then they've completed this document. Now, behind this document, there's always some instruction pages that you just flip past. See the instructions. Now, hazard insurance authorization requirements and disclosure. It's a 2-page document. They both have to sign this one. This will be one of those multi-page documents that you will be handing them early on, Vicky, while you're working towards getting your pile notarized. The tax record information sheet, they never have to sign. I don't think I've ever seen a lender have somebody sign this. It's 2 pages. So, ladies, this is fluff. This will go under your envelope with the rest of the fluff. The amortization or amortization, I like to say amortization schedule. Basically, y'all know what this is. If not, it'll be real easy to figure out. Some lenders have them sign the last page, like here. This is another one of those multi-page documents that you hand them, Vicky, while you're working on trying to get your piles and, build a cushion of space between how fast they're completing documents and how fast you're getting through the packet. The HUD addendum, they're going to sign this in 2 places on the first 2 pages only, usually. They sign here. Doc, you got this right. And date. And they're going to sign, the wife is going to, or the spouse is going to sign here. And the date. And then they sign on the second page. They sign the first page and they sign the second page right above their names. This is a 4-page document, but they only have to sign the first 2 pages. Oops, that's not that. And then if there were VA documents, I did not cover those. The VA has its own set of documents that it includes with the loan documents. It's not a lot, but it may increase the package size by 20, 25 pages. There's another set of documents that you have to complete for the VA or for a VA loan. All right, that was page 2. Pages 3 and 4, they do not sign. The escrow account disclosure agreement. This is a single page document. We all understand what we're going to do with those. Illinois Collateral Protection Insurance Disclosure, single page document. This is instructions. This is what they do with your personal information. They don't sell it or all of that stuff. You'll see this in a lot of packets. A lot of lenders include this. The Form W-9 is where they authorize them to use their Social Security numbers. It has the name. I'll zoom in. The name is at the top on whose Social Security number should be over here. Sometimes, if they have a business or an LLC, then you'll see their EIN number down here below instead of their Social Security number. So it'll be their Social Security number or their other tax ID number. And then they sign in the middle of the page right here where it says signature of U.S. person with the date. And there is one for each borrower. So this one is for John, and the next one is for Jane. Oh, there's the instruction pages. Sorry, forgot about those. This one is for Jane. Same thing, Social Security number, her name, and then the signature goes in the middle of the page down here. Since we did his, we won't do hers. Then the instructions.